There we go. Actually moving. There's apparently a low pressure system with gale force winds moving in. And then the rain started again. Whoa! Oh, what a difference a day makes. It's like the sun is out, it's not raining, and this is day 2 of exploring Juneau.
Yep, the sun is gorgeous. It's warming us up. It sprinkled a little bit when we got off the ship, but then that cleared right up.
Cool, cool. And as we often do when on vacation, we're letting geocaching be our tour guide today. We're doing 3 different adventure labs, which are taking us around, showing us some sites, making us stop and read some plaques and learn some history and things like that. So it's a good way to spend some time here on our bonus day in Alaska's capital city. For having 2 cruise ships in port right now, it's actually not that busy out here on the waterfront. And the Windfall fishermen celebrating the first 25 years of Alaska statehood. So, looking at the statue of William Henry Seward, who had negotiated the purchase of Alaska from the Russians in the late 1860s. And the interesting thing about it is when the Americas purchased Alaska, that really motivated Canada to bring British Columbia into Confederation, because the concern, of course, was that the Americans were going to want to take over the entire West Coast and unite Alaska with the rest of the U.S. And so that's why the Canadian government rushed, if you will, to bring to bring British Columbia into Confederation in 1873. Then, of course, that meant that we needed to build a railroad to join British Columbia to the rest of Canada. And so the Canadian Pacific Railway is a direct result, if you will, of Seward's purchase of Alaska from the Russians. So all the railway history and all those prairie ghost towns that we enjoy so much, all kind of resulted, if you will, from Seward. Had to just poke our head inside and check out the inside of Alaska's state capitol building. Construction started in 1929 and was completed in 1931. Outside the state capitol building, we have a replica of the Liberty Bell, sans crack. There's no clapper inside, but you still can make some noise. Don't break it though. Although the U.S. doesn't mind that. Then it becomes a monument of sorts. And so, if what I read online is correct, the Alaskan State Capitol building is just one of 11 that does not have a dome. So, next up on our little tour de Juneau is the St. Nicholas Russian Orthodox Church. I don't really know much about the history of it, but it's on all the signs. It's listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Was established in 1894. I don't know what date this building dates to, but it's a very nice church. Feels very much like Saskatchewan or Northern Alberta with our onion dome. this kind of church street. Looks like that's another church just a little bit down the road there. So this wind chime is another stage in geocaching adventure lab. And that wind is intense. Hold on to your hats if you got them.
Okay.
I can see why this cache is called, what is it called again? The wind tunnel. You can pause and read this sign on your own. That gives you wind speed here on the set of wind chimes. Seen gusts up to 20 so far while I was standing here. Pretty sustained around 10. So this is where we're heading next. This is a 2007, in 2007, sculptor R.T. Wallen began work on Taku, a life-size sculpture of a humpback whale in full breach. It's a 6.5-ton sculpture completed in 2016 in Oregon and moved to Juneau in 4 pieces along on the State Ferry, Columbia. So we're now on Franklin Street, kind of going through the heart of historic downtown Juneau. Final push back to the cruise ship. But looks like lots of neat buildings to see here in the meantime. So that should pretty much do it for Juneau. I'm just sitting here on the husband bench outside a gift shop. Emily is inside doing some last minute searching for a t-shirt that she really wants to find. And it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon and we're gonna work our way back onto the ship. All aboard time is in about 4.5 hours, but we're gonna wander back and eat on board.